Hello, I'm Emily and I'm here from Faith to think about something very exciting in today's workshop. Something that you're probably really looking forward to that's coming up in just a few weeks or a few days. That's right, it's Christmas. And before we start today's workshop thinking all about Christmas, I've got some familiar faces who are going to tell you what they're most looking forward to about Christmas.
The thing I'm most looking forward to Christmas is watching The Muppets Christmas Carol, which we all know is the greatest Christmas film ever.
Well, presents, of course, and mince pies.
Well, it'd be lovely to have the family together again. I'm hoping that will all work out.
Singing carols and eating food, being with family.
I'm looking forward to getting some presents, I'm looking forward to decorating my house, and I'm looking forward to singing some carols on my own this year, but I'm going to sing them anyhow.
And then Christmas as a time to slow down, to sit down in front of the fire with your family, to just chill, reflect on the last year and enjoy the best company on earth, your family.
I'm looking forward to having my son home from university and we can spend some lovely time together over Christmas. And also I'm a singer, so I'm really looking forward to singing some lovely cheery Christmas carols.
Turkey and all the trimmings.
A few years ago we were given 12 plates, one for each day of the song, The 12 Days of Christmas. So, before you get dessert, we all have to sing our plate, so we all sing the 12 Days of Christmas together. We'll do it again this year, only Zoom.
Christmas dinner, presents, wearing a Christmas jumper.
But one of the things I really look forward to is putting up Christmas lights. Not just a few hundred, but sometimes we put up more than 5,000 lights in the church. And I love the effect that you can create with Christmas lights.
This Christmas I'm really excited about spending some time with my niece. She's about to turn 2, so she fully understands what Christmas is all about, and so I'm excited to see her and open some presents with her.
I'm really looking forward to all the food and all the cake.
People are always looking forward to and waiting for Christmas. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could just finish school today and Christmas was tomorrow? How many of you have got an advent calendar? And how many of you have eaten the chocolate before the day that you're supposed to? Because we just can't wait for it to be Christmas. And maybe this year you've had to wait for more things than normal. Maybe it's waiting to see your grandparents or your friends again. Maybe it's waiting to be back at school. Or maybe it's waiting for your clubs to reopen. Or maybe it's just, especially this year, waiting for Christmas has felt really long. Now, I've been waiting for something very exciting. I've been waiting to try out my brand new toy, and I think this might be the time. Because I think we need to get a little bit more Christmassy in here. What do you think? Okay, are you ready? There we go, that's better. I think that was worth the wait. And people have been waiting for Christmas for a really long time. Even at the very first Christmas, Mary was waiting for her baby to be born. Any ideas how long we have to wait for a baby to be born? It's about 9 months. And the Jews had been waiting even longer for that first Christmas. They were being oppressed or bullied by the Romans who were in charge at the time. And they had been promised that a saviour was going to come and rescue them. And do you know how long they had been waiting? 400 years. That is a long time, and we can't even wait one day to open our advent calendar. Now the Jews were expecting a superhero to come and rescue them, but what did they get instead at that very first Christmas? They got a tiny little baby. And how was a baby going to save them? We're going to do a little quiz now. I want you to open up your booklets and we're going to think about how long before Christmas all these different people start getting ready for the celebrations. Okay, let's have a look at some of the answers. How long before Christmas do shops start to order their cards?
48 weeks.
How long before Christmas do the turkeys start getting fattened up?
15 weeks.
How long before Christmas do we start getting the Christmas trees ready to harvest?
364 weeks.
Okay, so how long before Christmas do the Christmas displays go up in the shops?
8 weeks.
Okay, and the last one, how long before Christmas does the holly start to grow?
156.
Well done if you got that correct. And I've got with me here this present. And I think you'd agree it's a pretty fantastic looking present. It's got this wonderful snowman wrapping paper. It's got some nice red and green ribbons, all these bows on top, and it's even got this fantastic gold tassel-y extravaganza. In fact, I think this present is so great that I'm going to keep it under my tree so I can look at it and not even bother opening it. What do you think? Have you ever got a present and thought, that present looks so amazing that I'm not even going to bother opening it? Of course you haven't, because what is the most important thing about a present? It's what's inside. And that is a bit similar to what we've done with Christmas. We've wrapped it up in all these different things, the parties, the decorations, the songs, the food, which are all amazing things. But if we keep focused on all of those, if we think that that's all that Christmas is about, and we've forgotten the most important thing, we've forgotten what's right at the heart of what Christmas is about. And this workshop is called Christmas Unwrapped because we're going to unwrap the meaning of Christmas and find out what is right at the heart of the Christmas celebration. And so to start that off, we're going to give you a quick Christmas quiz for you to do. Okay, hands up if you found that quiz really easy. And hands up if you found it a little bit trickier. Well, we're going to look at the answers all together now. So, question 1, the answer was C, a cave.
In the original records in the Bible that tell us about Jesus' birth, it says that he was born in a place where they kept their animals. So we imagine that that would be a stable. But Jesus lived a very long time ago in a time when they wouldn't have had a nice wooden stable like we might imagine today. They kept their animals wherever they could, even inside their houses. In Bethlehem, there is a church built in the place where they believe that Jesus was born. I've actually been to that church and seen it. And inside the church, almost underneath the church, there is a little cave. Jesus was probably born in a cave.
Question 2, the answer was B, a donkey isn't mentioned.
You probably know the Christmas song Little Donkey, about the donkey who carried Mary. Or maybe you've seen a donkey in a nativity play. Well, we do know that Mary and Joseph had a long way to travel from Nazareth to Bethlehem. And we know that there weren't any buses, and the bicycle had not been invented yet. But we don't know how they got there. They may have had a donkey, or a cart, or maybe even a camel. We just don't know.
Question 3, the answer is C. We've got no idea.
We often see a cold and frosty scene on Christmas cards. But the weather in the place Jesus was born is often not cold and snowy. It's usually hot and sunny. However, it seems nobody thought to check the weather and write it down, as the original records don't tell us anything about the weather that night. So we don't actually know.
Question 4. The answer is B, the shepherds.
The Bible tells us that there were shepherds out in the fields looking after their sheep when the angels appeared to tell them that Jesus had been born. The shepherds weren't very important people in those times, so they would have been shocked that they were the first people to hear the news and the first people to go and see baby Jesus. This was just God's way of showing us that Jesus came for all people and not just the rich or the important.
Question 5. The answer is A, we don't know.
In lots of nativities and stories, we hear about the 3 wise men. However, the original records don't actually say how many there were, but they did bring 3 gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So people guessed that there were 3 wise men. However, we don't really know. There could have been fewer, or there could have been many, many more.
And question 6, the answer is B, the Gospels.
The Bible is made up of lots of different books. The Gospels are 4 books found in the second half of the Bible, known as the New Testament. The word gospel means good news, and these books tell us the good news about Jesus and his life and the fact that he came to save us. Only one of these Gospels, Luke, includes the story of Jesus' birth in a manger. The other Gospels tell us about all the other amazing things that Jesus did in his life.
Okay, so now that we've got a bit more information, we're going to unwrap this story even more. In a minute, I'm going to show you 5 boxes that contain the Christmas story. And we're going to open those boxes one by one, and inside is going to be a clue to which part of the story it might be. Each time we open a box, I want you to pause the video and talk to the person next to you. What do you think this part of the story is about? Then we'll go through the answers and we can all write it down together. We're going to start with box number 4.
There were shepherds living out in their fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. The angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of the great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Saviour has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord."
Okay, let's see what the next box is going to be. Box number 1.
Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favour with God. You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus. He will be great and called the Son of the Most High.
Okay, the next box is going to be number 5.
The star they had seen in the east guided the wise men to Bethlehem. It went ahead of them and stopped over the place where the child was. They entered the house and saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasure chests and gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
And next up we've got box number 2.
Because Joseph was a descendant of King David, he had to go to Bethlehem in Judea, David's ancient home. He took with him Mary, to whom he was engaged, who was now expecting her child.
And finally, let's have a look what's in box number 3.
While they were there, the time came for her baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no room available for them.
Now we've got that all written down, let's recap again this story that is at the heart of what Christmas is all about. So box number 1 tells us that the angel Gabriel visits Mary and tells her that she's going to have a baby. Box number 2 is that Mary and Joseph travel to Bethlehem. Box number 3 is that Jesus was born and placed in a manger. Box number 4 is that the angels visit the shepherds to tell them about Jesus being born. The shepherds being the first ones to visit Jesus shows us that he didn't just come for the rich and the important, but he came for everyone. Box number 5 is that the wise men followed the star to see Jesus. The wise men gave Jesus gifts of gold to show that he was a king, frankincense to show that he deserved to be worshipped, and myrrh, which was used for wrapping dead bodies. Maybe we'll find out more about that at Easter. So there we go. That is the story that's at the heart of why we celebrate Christmas. And before we go, I'm going to show you a quick video. Okay, well, we hope you've enjoyed looking at the story of Christmas with us today. And I know that it's really hard to wait, but I wonder on Christmas morning as you race to open your presents, if you could take a few seconds to pause and to think about what is most important at Christmas. And for Christians, that is celebrating the fact that Jesus came to the earth to rescue us. And he didn't come as a big superhero, he came as a tiny baby. And how is a baby going to save anyone? Well, maybe we'll be in at Easter finally to tell you all about it. I hope you have an amazing Christmas and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd